In this video, we're going to discuss when you should dissolve an LLC and how to dissolve an LLC. And this video topic comes to us from Leslie Hill because she commented on one of my videos. Leslie was asking, how does she dissolve an LLC and what considerations need to be taken into account in light of the Corporate Transparency Act? We'll get around to the CTA later, but I'll first discuss when and how to dissolve an LLC. Now, when you dissolve an LLC or perform a business dissolution, you're going to want to make sure that you do it right. And before you do, there's one very important consideration before you close the LLC. And this has to do with the statute of limitations. And the statute of limitations is the time that somebody has to bring a claim against your business. So as examples, if you have an employee that injures somebody else on the job, or you breach a contract with another person, then the statute of limitations gives those people a certain amount of time to bring a claim against your business. And this can vary by the type of claim and what state you're doing business in. For personal injury claims, the statute of limitations can be anywhere between 2 and 6 years. And for breach of contract claims, they can be anywhere between 3 and 10 years. And if there's any pending claim against your business out there, then it may make sense to keep your business open during the statute of limitations period. Because if you dissolve your LLC in that time frame and somebody sues you later, then you as an individual are on the hook for all that liability. So if there are no pending claims against your business and you don't have to worry about the statute of limitations, how exactly do you dissolve an LLC? Well, to properly dissolve an LLC, there are 5 things that you need to do. Number 1, you're going to need to vote to dissolve your LLC and have documentation reflecting your decision. Before you vote to dissolve your LLC, you're going to want to have a meeting in place where you vote to dissolve it, as well as having minutes of that meeting to reflect your decision. And this is important because in order to dissolve the LLC, you're going to want to make sure that you have both the authority and evidence that you're able to do so. The second thing you're going to need to do is to file the articles of dissolution. And by doing this, you fill out a certificate of dissolution or a similar form on your Secretary of State's website. And this is helpful because it puts the world on notice that the entity is dissolved. And if your LLC is delinquent, meaning that it hasn't paid the state filing fees, then you may need to reinstate the LLC before you can dissolve it. And on top of this, some states require a registered agent for 1 year after you dissolve the LLC. The third thing you're going to need to do is to file your final tax return. And when you do this, you'll be able to acquire a tax clearance certificate. And this tax clearance certificate's important because it says that you filed all your tax returns and you've paid all state and federal taxes. And having this on hand is important because when you have this, you'll get the green light from the IRS to dissolve your business. And they're the last group of people that you want to have problems with. The fourth thing that you're going to need to do is take the assets out of the LLC. And the first thing you'll do here is you'll pay off any creditors first if your business has them. And after the creditors are paid off, you'll take assets out based off of the ownership percentage of the business. And I should mention that you may receive a gain or loss when you receive assets out of the LLC. And the last thing you're going to need to do is dissolve your LLC bank account. And once all the assets and cash are taken out of the LLC, then you can close your business bank account. So that's how you properly dissolve an LLC. But how do you dissolve an LLC in light of the new Corporate Transparency Act? Well, the nice thing with the CTA is that you don't have to report the termination or dissolution of the LLC. However, if the entity's active right now before you dissolve it, you're still going to need to file a report with FinCEN. And if your business is inactive and you reinstate it, you're still going to need to report your information to FinCEN. But If you have a business and you want to dissolve it, that business may meet the inactive entity exemption. And if it meets this exemption, then you don't have to report any information to FinCEN. And in order to meet the inactive entity exemption, your business must meet its 6 requirements. The first is that it was in existence before January 1st, 2020. The second is that it was not engaged in any active business. The third is that it has not had ownership held directly or indirectly by a foreign person. The fourth is that it has had no change in ownership in the previous 12-month period. The fifth is that it has not sent or received funds over $1,000 in the previous 12-month period. And lastly, the entity does not hold any type of assets. So if you have a business and you want to dissolve it, you may be able to meet the inactive entity exemption. But in all other cases, if you have a business and you want to dissolve it, you're still going to need to report your information to FinCEN. I also have a new book called The 5 Tricks to Teach Your Kids About Money. You can download the book for free by clicking the link in the description below. If you're looking to start a business, you can schedule a free 15-minute consultation with us at Corporate Direct by also clicking the link in the description below. And as always, please make sure to like, subscribe, leave a comment, and turn on that notification bell. And I should warn you, the contents of this video are not legal advice and no attorney-client relationship has been formed.